Well, I guess the first one can be that fear of conflict or the end result. How often do you avoid having a difficult conversation because of the end result that might happen, or you fear that something that could be a conversation to a discussion could end up being a conflict? Quite often that difference between a discussion and a conflicted conversation can be the emotion that comes in. So sometimes we fear that conflict and we avoid having a conversation completely. Maybe you've had previous experience. It didn't go quite so well last time around. So therefore you perceive it's going to be a difficult conversation the next time. Or maybe you're mind reading. You know exactly how it's going to go. I was probably the guiltiest of mind reading before I knew what I know now. If I go back several years, I had a pattern that was running in my personal life and my business life that was all about avoidance. I was the ostrich. I'd bury my head down. I'd really try and avoid having a difficult conversation, and I would kind of hope it would go away. Anybody else here familiar with that one? Yeah? And what I recognised was that what I was really fearful of was the mind read of what was going on. I was fearful about what I was making up in my head about what would happen. So therefore I knew the end result, so therefore I wouldn't bother having the conversation because I knew how it was going to go. And so for me, that fear and that mind read really created the difficult conversations within those. People are reacting to their map of reality, not to reality itself. The reality is far outside of your point of view of the conversation. And we're reacting to our map because our map is getting filtered primarily unconsciously to create our point of view in that conversation. If I got you to draw a map of any location, I used to be a scout, an adventure scout. So I'd go up lots of hill walking in Wales and all sorts of very boggy and muddy locations. And I would be there viewing the map of that location. But that map was nothing like the actual territory itself, believe me. You know, those contour lines, when they get thinner and thinner and thinner together, it's getting tough. But that isn't the reality, that's just a map. I could draw a map of Snowdon or any other location that I would go and walk at, and I would create a very different map to the Ordnance Survey. But the map is the map, and yet reality exists in the physical location. I could get you, for instance, get the blueprints of this building. And if I got you the blueprints of this building, it would just be a perspective of the building. It doesn't mean it's real, it's just a map of the reality. So that's what we're going to get you to do. I want you to grab a pen and a piece of paper, and I want you to draw a map from the entrance of this building, 33 Holborn, to your seat. I would like you to draw me a map from the entrance of the building to your seat. We're going to grab some pens and paper if you don't have them. If you think about it within a conversation, exactly the same thing is true. You will remember your version of what you think you've heard. They will remember their version of what they think they've heard. And this is happening all the time. If you go and have a conversation, for instance, about a film that you've gone to see with a friend maybe or a partner, for me it's Marvel action movies. Avengers, anything like that, donning lycra, not me, the superheroes. So the interesting question really is, how can you start to get out of drama? When you recognise that drama is happening, what can you do to do something about it? Because what is being in drama giving you, and what is it not giving you? It's so interesting about recognising what are you getting emotionally, personally, from being in that drama situation, and also what is the gain for not improving it, for not changing it? Maybe this is giving you something being in drama. We see this quite a lot. You probably see this on social media. Anybody here have friends who post something like, I've had a rubbish day? Where do you think they might sit? Potentially a little bit in the victim thing, because what they want is their friends who are rescuers, they're in the pattern, go, what's up, hun? How can I help? What can I do? The persecutors are going, oh, not again. But it's recognising that sometimes people who sit in those roles are looking for the assistance, they're looking for the help, they want to change, and there's something going on. So being curious about it, rather than stepping onto your side of the drama, the rescuer automatically or the persecutor going, oh, not again,